Good day, good day, good day, my friends. Thank you for joining me, your host, Wayne Kramer, on yet another edition of The Way Life Ought to Be. It's very much an honor to have you subscribe to this podcast and share it and leave comments and just help me grow this podcast. It is a podcast about positivity and how we can grow our lives to have an impact on this world and find our purpose and become the greatest versions of ourselves that we are supposed to become. Today's topic is, how do we deal with limiting beliefs? Let me repeat that. How do we deal with limiting beliefs? As we all roll through this life, we struggle and we try to work and claw and scratch ourselves to the top. But inevitably, we will face limiting beliefs at times that tell us you're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. You aren't going to make it. Who do you think you are, man? Come on, man. What are you trying to do, man? Trying to step out of your comfort zone where you're from? Come on, man. This is a joke. This is a pipe dream. Let go of your pipe dream, man. Stop trying to grow. Stop trying to step out and change the world. Just settle back and hang with us, because that's where it's easy living, man. But I say, no. We will not relent. We will not back down. We will continue our growth upward. I just returned from a week-long trip for my company. It's an awards trip that goes out to the top performers in sales, and it was really, really cool. They flew us down to a resort in Mexico. Incredible. I am talking top-notch all the way. Everything. Buffets, dinners, drinks, everything. Lodging, unbelievable. Views, the temperatures were perfect. We had an awards banquet. It was incredible. There was no expense spared at all. And I've never actually won something like that before. So I took the time to talk with whoever I could. I spoke with the top performers in the company. I am not the top performer in the company. I'm one of the top performers, but when you're in a competitive environment, there are times where the very top person and the people that are very, very good can have a pretty large gap between them. That's kind of where I fit in. I made the trip. I wasn't at the bottom. I wasn't at the top. I was probably about in the top third, maybe. Something like that. Not good enough, actually, but I'm working on it. Come on, man. We're going together. I had the opportunity to speak with one of the top people in my company. We were able to sign up and have a one-on-one or a dinner or what have you. So I was thinking, before we left for the trip, I thought, of course I'll do this. I mean, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk with the top people. Then when I got there, I thought, oh man, I don't know. What am I going to say, man? What am I going to talk about? And then I thought, I don't care. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other and walk forward, my man. So I signed my name up and I locked it in, and I had to go. The day came, I walked into the room, I sat down, introduced myself, and what followed that meeting or introduction was one of the best meetings I have ever had with an upper management person in my entire life. This person was incredibly articulate, incredibly smart, and I just thought, what if I didn't take advantage and sign my name? I would have missed out and never had the opportunity to introduce myself and find out what makes this person tick. But I did, and it was incredible. And we had a discussion. This person has children, and we had a discussion. They told me that their child plays baseball at a relatively high level and is a high-performing ball player, but had recently been in a slump. They were both concerned, both parents were concerned that the child wasn't going to get out of that slump right away, and they were very concerned, and they kept trying to encourage the child. But, you ever try to encourage somebody when they're having a troubled time or a slump, and you're like, hey, man, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, man. And they're like, yeah, man, I'm bleeding to death on the sidewalk here. Thanks. I feel great. It's tough. It's a tricky deal. So they're trying to encourage their son, and it wasn't getting better. He had continued to struggle. And then one day, he said, this is the day I'm going to do it. And they're like, whoa, what? This is the day. Do what? It's like, I'm going to hit a home run. They're like, okay. If you're a parent, you understand you do not want your child to fail. You want them to not have limiting beliefs. You want them to have the confidence to pull them through towards the finish line, to the victory. As the story goes on, it was the bottom of the last inning. Bases were loaded. 2 outs. It's the bottom of the last inning. Bases loaded. 2 outs. And we've got a full count. Their son proceeded to hit a grand slam. He hit a grand slam. For those of you that don't play baseball, a grand slam is when the bases are loaded and you hit the ball out of the park and all of the runners, including the batter, get to tour the base paths in a victory lap. And not only did he hit a grand slam, he hit a grand slam to win the game. They were trailing by 1 run. How often do we get to have moments like that? And I was talking to this person, and they told me I was so overwhelmed with pride and joy over what my son had just done. But they couldn't get past the nagging thought of, why was my belief limiting? Why? What happens to us that we limit our beliefs? And not only do we limit our beliefs, but when we choose to limit our beliefs, we also limit the beliefs of those that we love, those that we are raising, those that we are managing, those that we are coaching, our neighbors, our friends, our dog, for crying out loud. Why? Why do we choose to not believe that greatness is possible? I couldn't help but agree. I couldn't help but say, I've been there. I don't understand why. What can we do to overcome limiting beliefs? What can we do? I mean, surely we don't want to go through life limiting ourselves because our beliefs dictate that. We need to find ways to break through our own limiting beliefs. So this very week, I was sitting at lunch and I was writing a few questions down, and I thought, I'm going to just try to see what I can write down. Just to think, to try to grow, okay? This constant battle to move forward and not give up and grow, man. So I wrote a question. I wrote a couple questions down. I wrote, is it possible that what I dream to be could actually become a reality? Is it possible that what I dream to be could actually become a reality? Question mark. Sounds like I'm texting now. Voice to text. Question mark. Is it possible that my life could count and help affect countless lives for the better? Is it possible that my life, your life, could count and help affect countless lives for the better? Is a tremendous life that is full of financial freedom, joy, happiness, rich relationships, and deep purpose possible? Is a tremendous life that is full of financial freedom, joy, happiness, rich relationships, and deep purpose possible? To all of those questions, I would say for myself and you, my friend, it is an answer that is a concrete, steel, immovable, resounding yes. 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 Declare it. Live it. Believe it. The foundation of change and growth begins with belief. Believe. Limiting beliefs do not allow a belief that your life can go in a much greater direction. Limiting beliefs will hold you back. They will stunt your growth. Beware, my friends. My new people that just found this podcast out of the blue, of limiting beliefs. Protect yourselves against them. Do things begin to align themselves and start working together once we finally step out of our comfort zone and into our destiny? Do things begin to align themselves and start working together once we finally step out of our comfort zone and into our destiny? And I would say, yes, they do. They do. Because it takes guts to grow. It takes guts to live. We need to take time and ask ourselves the hard questions. What limits me? Why do I have limiting beliefs? And what can I do to get past them? I don't get to quote this artist a whole lot for a plethora of reasons, but I can here. There is an Eminem song, Eminem, the rapper from Detroit, that has lyrics that say this: "But I'd have flipped every mattress, every rock, and desert cactus, owned a collection of maps, and followed my kids to the edge of the Atlas." Let me repeat that. But I'd have flipped every mattress, every rock, and desert cactus, owned a collection of maps, and followed my kids to the edge of the Atlas. Now, in this particular lyric, he was talking about his deadbeat dad, how he was a complete schmuck, dirtbag, didn't stick around, and how he would never do that to his kids. But I think that we can apply that same type of diligence and pursuit to our dreams and goals as well. Never give up. Never give up. And when you feel that your limiting beliefs are causing you to give up, and they're saying, "Hey, man, you ain't nothing, dog. Look at you, man. You ain't no winner. You're a loser. Who do you think you are, getting all up in my face and I'm going to have a better life?" Never give up. When you feel like giving up, dig deeper. Grab hold of the fire and the passion that ignited you in the first place. The fire and the passion that is in your soul and your guts, man. Come on now. I'm getting fired up in here today. I'm going to get fired up here now. There is never, all caps, never, man, a good point to stop choosing to grow and chase your dreams and your purpose. There's never a good time to stop, ever. If you're breathing air, that is an indication that your dreams are alive and your purpose still matters. I've said this before and I will say it again. Life is a live and running event, not a dress rehearsal. When an opportunity presents itself and aligns with your purpose or your goals, grab a hold of it and do not allow it to pass by. Tomorrow is not promised to us. We are alive right now. I heard a good quote the other day. Sometimes life just comes to you. It's hard to explain. This podcast is relatively new, and I try to come up with different ideas and topics to talk about, and I'm throughout the week looking at opportunities and information that I can just condense into a focused form of encouragement for you folks, myself, everyone included. I just want to have an impact on your life and help you believe that you matter, man, that we all matter. And so I was talking to an older gentleman this week, and he told me in the line at lunch, I was standing there, opportunities everywhere, man. And I said, "Hey, how's your day going?" He said, "Oh, good." He said, "Yeah, this is supposed to be fast food." I'm like, "Yeah, man. Apparently we all have different definitions of fast." He's like, "Yeah, I know." This guy's like 90. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to talk to this guy for a while because I love talking to people. People are what makes our world have value. The only thing of value in our world, the only commodity in the world at all, it's people, that's it. Gold, cars, money, fame, riches. It's nothing. It's a joke. It's not going anywhere. It's staying here. People. People. Human beings are the most valuable and only commodity on this earth, in my opinion. And I'm the only one on the podcast, so you have to agree or type it in. That's good. I'm good. If you don't agree, type it in. Tell me I'm an idiot. It's totally cool. I'm good with it, man. I'm real good with it. But he told me that when he was about 70, he had just retired, he lost his wife, and he remarried a beautiful woman with a similar situation. At 70, she had lost her husband. And we're standing at the fast food restaurant counter. This is amazing how life just, when you step out of your comfort zone and you walk into your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing, it just finds you. It just walks up and starts talking to you. It's amazing. Amazing, man. It's amazing. His father-in-law advised him. He said, "Hey, take care of your bucket list within the first 10 years of retirement." I think that's good advice, man. And I told him, that's incredible. So what'd you do? Because I'm working. I'm a working stiff, man. I work. We have 4 kids. Like, I don't work all the time till I'm 1,000 or something. I guess I'll eat healthy till I get there live, and then I'll take a break. How's that sound? Kidding. I love my kids. They're amazing. But I do need to get to retirement someday. He said that he lived his bucket list. He said, "I'm a very fortunate person, and I was able to live out my bucket list. Cruises, going to Alaska, traveling, doing all of these things. And they are both 90 years old. This man, richness of character, and his beautiful bride, also richness of character, and they're enjoying this undeserved gift that we call life, which does not ever lose its value or worth. Life is a gift. It is always valuable, and it never loses its worth, ever. We simply must choose to live every single day with hope and faith, and strive to appreciate it as an incredible gift. It is truly a blessing beyond words. So with today's topic being, how do we handle our limiting beliefs? What do we do? This same gentleman that stood at the counter of a fast food restaurant with me, and we shared a glimpse into each other's lives. It was incredible. These simple moments that just, they show up. And you think, man, my life's cruising along, my day is just mundane. And then out of the clear blue sky, someone walks in with the greatest advice. He left in his car with his 90-plus-year-old bride. And as I watched them getting into their car, he walked back in, up to my table, where I was typing out, trying to remember what we talked about, because I'm like, this is incredible. My show is just writing itself. This is great. I love life. I love people. I love the energy. I love helping people grow. I like growing myself. And he said, I have one more nugget for you before I leave. And I said, great. What is it? He looked at me and he said, I just want you to know that an unwritten plan is called a dream. A documented plan is called a roadmap. And a completed plan, well, that is called success. Let me repeat that, because this, my friends, is tremendous advice. We may all have limited beliefs. We may struggle with them. But one way to get past our limited beliefs is to take our dream and write it down, document it, make it into a roadmap, and then follow the roadmap to the gold. He said an unwritten plan is called a dream. A documented plan, or written down, is called a roadmap. And a completed plan, well, that is called success. Let's let go of our limiting beliefs. Let's step into the life and the growth that awaits us and be the best version of ourselves that we can become. And let's take our dreams out of our heart and our soul and our spirit and our mind and write them down and document them. And be as detailed and clear and focused and concise and accurate as possible, and follow that roadmap until we complete it and we have reached success. Follow it, and attain it. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for downloading, for sharing, for subscribing, for putting this on Facebook. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for giving me reviews on Apple, on iTunes. The success of this podcast is completely dependent upon you, my friend. You, who are more important to me than anything. You are the commodity that makes our world have value. Thanks for tuning in to The Way Life Ought to Be. God bless, and have an amazing day.